ZocDoc is a free app where you can find amazing doctors and book online, some of them available within 24 hours. They have top-rated doctors and specialists that are patient reviewed. You can find ones that take your insurance, that are near you in terms of location, and treat almost every single condition that you could possibly think of. Go to ZocDoc.com/BCC and download the app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/BCC. ZocDoc.com/BCC.
Welcome to The Chain. We're your host, Kendahl Landreth. I don't know what I'm telling you guys. We have two guests here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm already starting off to a bad start. Let me just get our names out. I'm Kendahl.
And I'm Sarah Shower, and this is the BCC Club.
I'm too excited today.
Yeah.
This is why the intro's been chaos, because we have two of the most delightful people here on planet Earth.
We do. And they are...
Liza Minnelli.
in studio, yeah.
Jonathan Carson.
And Zachariah Porter.
Oh my God. I love he said Zachariah Porter as if there was an audience who was going to scream. He said, and Zachariah Porter.
There might be at home.
It's true.
Of which podcast, guys?
Camp Counselors.
Oh
Hell
my
yeah.
gosh. I'm so excited. I kept feeling very underprepared because I was like, oh, we don't really have a topic but I was like, I just want to gab with Zachariah and Jonathan. I'm so excited. You guys have a podcast. How long has it been out?
A little over a year.
Yeah, we're on episode 60.
Oh my
Nice.
God.
I know,
That's
yeah.
a lot of episodes.
That's a lot of episodes.
What made you start?
Wait, should we
Podcast.
talk about where we are and like our weeks and stuff?
All right, let's do it. All right.
Sorry. Usually we have like a little blurb at the beginning of like how we're doing,
Yeah.
how our weeks are going. Why are we here in this Spotify studio today?
Well, we're in the Spotify New York offices because we did New York Comedy Festival, and Zachariah was a guest in our show, which was incredible.
It was so fun, you guys. We had a great time.
It was fun. I was nervous. I have done a lot of performing before, but I've never done like a live podcast, which is a very different medium.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I was like, oh, this is like challenging because you just talk the whole time. There's not really it's just like if we were doing a podcast, but in front of an audience. But it's scarier because you're like, in here, I'm not really worried if anyone laughs at anything I say, but on stage, I was like, oh, I got to really get out some good stuff.
Yeah, and we were also like 4 feet from the audience was so close that it did feel like make them laugh, that sort of pressure.
Yeah, 4 feet is generous. I'm like, we
Yeah.
could
It
was-
feel them breathing. It was that packed in there. But everyone
Yeah.
came up after and was like, you guys did a great job. It was so fun. So
Yeah.
the feedback I thought was great.
Yes.
So
Except one woman who was pissed.
Really?
Oh,
Just
my.
kidding.
Oh, she was
I was
so
like, who is-
angry, that one woman.
Yeah, you guys killed it. I loved it.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah, it was so fun. So thank you to anyone who came to our show. And so now we're in the Spotify offices in New York, getting
Yeah.
to record, and we're so excited.
Also, congrats on your first show. It's actually crazy. I thought you were like a stand-up comedian too.
It's so weird. Like being an internet comedian is so different because it's like comedian is different now than it was back in the day. But that's such a traditional medium of it, and I want to get good at it. It's such an intimidating beast, especially when you're used to being like at home in front of a camera.
Oh yeah.
But it was funny. Some people, but we didn't know because we were on stage. A lot of people were drunk. So they were having
Yeah.
a great time. Did you know that?
No.
Because it was kind of
Yeah.
an early show, but people were like actually because
There's a couple of people at the table behind me, and they were like pretty sloshed.
It was a 5 p.m. show.
yeah.
I mean,
That's nuts.
5 p.m. somewhere.
Here, right now.
Yeah, here right now. Do you feel like, because I always think it's so interesting, because I did comedy before the internet in New York, and I felt like I see a lot of people who started on the internet doing comedy. I hope I'm close enough to this mic.
You are, yeah.
He said to get close, and I'm getting too close.
He did. I can like
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
smell this mic.
Yeah, and it's potent. I'm just kidding. The Spotify offices are very clean.
Gorgeous.
But there's a lot of people who like started making character videos or POV videos or whatever on the internet, and now I feel like they're getting asked to do things that are like, hey, write a packet for like Fallon, like something like a very traditional comedy thing, or like, hey, you should go do a stand-up show or like host this thing or do whatever. And it's like, these are people who are not really like practiced in that. So it must be so scary. Like, do you feel like sometimes you're like, oh, I'm like doing something I have never done before? I mean, I guess last night
Exactly, 100%. And I'm human, so I obviously have nerves, but everyone's like mistakes like the success of the internet as just stage confidence. I'm like, they're just two very different things. But I want to get good at it. That's the goal, right? So thank you for having me on and letting me pop that cherry stage performance.
You were so funny. No, I think it's scary because but that's like anything in comedy. I feel like where you do one thing and they're like, oh, you have to do it all. Like you have to do everything.
Yeah.
So even like I do sketch and I do like characters, but like I'm not a stand-up really. But people always be like, well, let's book you for a stand-up show. And I'm like, I don't do stand-up really, but okay. And it's scary because you're like, these are all different mediums. Like if you were a cardiologist, I love comparing being a comedian to being a doctor.
No, but you have to.
It's the same,
It is very similar. But if you're a cardiologist, someone came in and was like, go remove this person's tonsils. I don't know. Maybe they could do it. I know nothing about being a doctor, but I'm pretty sure they'd be like, oh, I don't do that.
In a pinch, they probably could.
Yeah, maybe if they were like on an island.
Not well.
Yeah.
Do you guys have performance backgrounds, like any theater in you?
Oh, I do.
Oh,
Years of
tell us.
theater
He
under
does.
my belt.
I could smell that from a mile away. Are you kidding me?
It's just the mic. Yeah, no, when I was younger, I did a lot of theater. I never landed like a lead role, so I just kept trying my darndest to play a role in the background. But I would do it a lot.
What was your favorite role you played?
Probably Zazu in The Lion King.
How old?
Oh God, probably 9.
Oh, that's very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. I had my own song and I messed it up live. That's the other thing with doing like videos versus
Yeah.
live comedy. You can't do another take. Everybody's heard the first one.
No, yeah.
Well, I did so much improv before the pandemic. And now I feel like I'm doing improv a little bit again, but it's so much harder for me now because before that was all I did. But now I'm like, I am so used to like doing 6 takes and editing and being able to like think through a joke and get it perfect. And now it's too scary.
Yeah, I totally understand that. I feel like going from the internet to like traditional media in any sort of way is like a residency. I don't know. It's like blue collar. You know, like I think of social media people as like a blue collar entertainment, as opposed to like, you know, if you went to acting school or you were mainly like in theater on stage, that's like the traditional route. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like with social media, it's kind of opened a lot more people up to, you know, like getting into, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like,
well, I agree because I think it's really nice because I feel like we're in a time where it's pretty much just nepotism babies doing everything. And anytime I see a movie, I'm like, who's that incredible actor? And it's like, that is the president's daughter. I'm like, okay. And so I feel like the internet is like the only, it's like the first thing in a really long time that's kind of like, no matter who you are, no matter where you live, if you've got the chops, baby, you can make it anywhere. I don't know. That's how I feel. It's nice.
do you guys, if you feel that way as well?
Yeah, 100%. I'm like, if you can make a video, you know, you can do anything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's giving me like a false sense of delusion though. This morning I was in the shower and I was crooning. And I don't think
Okay, wait,
crooning
can you
is that
explain
hard.
like what that is? 'Cause
Don't
that
just
sounds
say that like
yeah.
that.
Like
we
a
don't all.
crooner.
I'm imagining like a pelican when it like extends its neck.
Oh, I think you're thinking preening.
Sorry.
All I know that from is I think you should leave. And you know the sketch?
What? Oh, the crooner.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But when he does that sketch, I've been like, I love that sketch. I think it's so funny, but I do not know what it is.
I just think so. I was in the shower and I was singing like "Fly Me to the Moon," and I was like, "Wait, am I good at this?" Because I think I'm just
Okay, JoJo.
I just think like I have this like false sense of delusion now, like what I can be good at, because the internet's just like crazy. I do the dumbest shit sometimes, and people are like clap, clap, clap.
Yes.
I'm like, could I be a crooner?
Yeah, I literally came upstairs after that, and you had like a cigarette tucked in like your shirt. He like has his hands in his pocket, and he's like this. He's like, fly me. I was like, okay, what are we doing here? It's 9 a.m.
It's a fun song to sing.
Sick. Well, this I told my girlfriend. I was like, I think it's affected my confidence a little bit in a negative way sometimes because I'm like, people just be lying straight to my face, or I will do the fucking worst thing ever. Like I'm posting a video, I'm like, this is stupid, and the first comment, this is the type of comedy that changes the world.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's not true at all. Like, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. So then you're like, what is true? I don't know what's true. I need someone to be like, this sucks. Try again tomorrow.
Oh, I don't need those comments.
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to
I know
say.
I'm begging for hate comments, please.
No, yeah. I when you did theater, did you also do theater?
Not really, no.
In his living room, he did.
Yeah, what do you mean not
Theatrical.
really?
Yeah.
Like I went to a Christian middle school and I was in the production of Aladdin. I wouldn't call that theater.
That is theater.
I was
What do you mean?
Because I think like when people do it either in a community or like a high school or they're really committed to it. I did one show, I was head guard, and I only got upgraded to head guard because one of the kid had like bad grades. So they had to move me up.
Yeah.
But I had a little solo, but that was my only real
What
like
do you mean?
taste
That's
of
a
it.
huge performance.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
I
you had
just
to carry
didn't-
a sword too.
Well, Jonathan, his mom was like carting him around in minivans to like multiple like
Yeah,
community
God bless her.
productions.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I
There
guess I
was-
look at it that way.
Yeah, there was like certain counties in Illinois that would like have shows at the same time, and I would stick in the county that I lived in, but I didn't want to do the one show. So I was like, Mom, can you drive me to a county that's like 2 hours away, and can you drive me
And
there
she
once
did.
a week
And she
for
did.
4 months? And she did.
That's a good.
Your mom
Yeah.
your mom is a good mother like that. She really is.
She's a good mother.
She's a good
lucky.
mother.
She's a good mother. That's really sweet.
Yeah.
My mom did a similar. It was just in our she wasn't driving 2 hours, but she would drive because especially when you get into community theater, there's adults in it. So they like have no regard. It's not like they're like, well, 9 hours is too long for a kid after school and they have homework. Like there's just no thought about it. So she'd be picking me up at midnight. And I was never a lead because I was too tall and honestly too ugly. That's the reality
How
of
can
it.
you not be a lead for being too tall? What does that mean?
Because when you're doing community theater with adults, it's like I couldn't play an adult. So I had to play a kid. So they'd cast kids who kind of they'd be teenagers, but they'd look 8. And I don't mean ugly. I loved myself as a kid. But I was not stage ready.
Yeah.
I was not. Like I had braces. I had short hair that like I would every morning I would put my hands under the faucet and I'd slick it down.
Oh.
That was my brushing of my hair. I like didn't brush my teeth. That was like
Oh
disgusting.
my God. And so I feel like braces like take away from like a period piece. If I'm watching like Pride and Prejudice and you have like braces,
Yeah.
What
you
Pride
know.
and Prejudice are you watching where they let their actors have braces?
Well,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying is like, and I'm just
Oh,
not
yeah.
believing the performance if
Exactly.
you have braces.
Or like I tried out for To Kill a Mockingbird. That wouldn't even have made sense
Who
if I
did
had
you
been
audition for?
Scout.
Okay.
But I was taller than Atticus.
Yeah.
And I also had braces and they're supposed to be poor. It doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
You know that feeling when you've been scouring the internet for a specific pair of pants and you finally find them and you're like, oh my gosh, here they are. You look at all of the reviews, 5 stars across the board. People love them. They say they're life-changing. And then you find out delivery is within 48 hours. It's truly incredible. It's the best feeling on earth. You should get to have that feeling when you're trying to make an appointment with the doctor. I want to be able to click around on an app, find a photo of a very lovely looking woman who seems very comforting and nice, and I want to read a bunch of paragraphs about people's experience with her, and then I want to be able to see her within 48 hours. That's what I want. And thank God for ZocDoc, because now I can have that. ZocDoc is a free app where you can find amazing doctors and book online, some of them available within 24 hours. They have top-rated doctors and specialists that are patient reviewed. You can find ones that take your insurance, that are near you in terms of location, and treat almost every single condition that you could possibly think of. And I have a lot of random conditions that usually when I walk into a doctor, I'm like, is my body the first to have this? It feels like maybe. And they're like, no, I'm a specialist and I'm also on ZocDoc. That's probably how you found me, Kendahl. Also, the reviews are from real people, not bots, because I know that there's some clothing websites where you go on and you're like, oh, all these reviews are great. And then you realize they're fake people. And you're like, what is this? What game is this? Why am I trying to be scammed constantly in my life? It is so stressful going through life knowing that people are trying to scam you 24/7. ZocDoc is the only true thing that this world has at this point. As a person who has lupus, and more importantly, a person who drinks water every 72 business days, I constantly am needing a doctor, and quick. So I am so appreciative of ZocDoc. I use it. Seriously, it's great. Come on. I'm you know what? It's getting embarrassing me talking about this more. I feel like I'm trying to play hard to get a little bit with ZocDoc, and now it's just getting a little bit awkward because I feel like I'm talking so much publicly about how much I love them. Go to ZocDoc.com/BCC and download the app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/BCC. ZocDoc.com/BCC.
So I didn't get into a lot of stuff. I just never matched. I always like the size of the adults, and it just never really worked out for me.
Yeah, I feel like people on social media are like ensemble theater kids. Like we were all in the background. Like, yeah, like
Such a good observation.
the main people who are like doing acting, like going the traditional route, are like always the people who got cast as Scout or Atticus. We're the people who are like a tech crew.
Head guard.
Yeah, exactly. And now we were given a platform, so it's just weird to see the people who didn't make it get a second chance, sort of thing.
Exactly. It's a beautiful thing. So you guys have your podcast, and it's called Camp Counselors Podcast.
It certainly is.
Where is that from? Tell me the little origin story.
Well, we wanted to do a podcast like for a very long time, and I was like really like weird about the theme. I wanted to have some sort of like central like stupid theme, and we were out to lunch one day right after we moved to New York in Manhattan, and it just kind of came to me. I've always like loved like The Parent Trap,
True Beverly Hills.
yeah, and I think that we're not trained camp counselors, but we have that energy.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. We just kind of have that annoying camp counselor energy from like the Addams Family Values. I don't know if you've seen.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, like that type of,
So
crazy.
And I think it's funny to like, we really love to do camp references when we have no idea what we're talking about. Like,
No clue.
Because neither of you went to camp.
I've
went
never
to
been in a
church
canoe.
camp.
It's not the same.
I
Is
put-
it a day camp
am I
or
gonna
is
do
it like a
with
stayover?
It was a stayover for a week.
Oh.
It was a stayover for a week.
Wow.
Any my instincts ask any sex happen?
Not in a church camp. Well, there probably was, not with me. I wasn't having any sex at the church camp.
Yeah.
I was the only gay one there.
But that's what I was here. I have gay friends who are like, well, my first gay experience was at church camp. I'm like, so what?
fun.
Everyone, right? I did not have that. I had liberal parents.
Yeah.
Maybe it makes me wish I had conservative homophobic parents, I guess, because maybe I would have had sex younger.
I mean, I've told this story a million times, and I don't know. I was at church camp when I lost my virginity, and it was
Wow.
the day that Michael Jackson died.
Oh, so you're to blame.
Yes. Yeah.
A monumental day.
My sin,
Yeah.
But yeah, I went to church camp as well. I was also gay there, but and it's also crazy. Where did you go to church camp? Like what state?
Massachusetts.
Okay.
Yeah.
We find out you lost your virginity to Zachariah.
I'm like, where's
That
this
was
going?
Oh my god. You were inside. No, sorry. Okay, yeah, but it's like crazy. I feel like all the super conservative kids were like the I don't know, horniest, you
Well,
know?
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Because my mom was like begging me to go to parties. She was like, maybe you go out, get a couple drinks, call me if you're drunk. And I was like, no, I'll stay home. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys have conservative or like liberal parents? You feel comfortable saying?
I would say my parents were more like liberal leaning, I
Okay.
guess. It was also like the Midwest in the mid 2000s. So I think a lot of the things that affected me were like outside of my family, just kind
Yeah.
of like the people at school and the surrounding areas. But
Yeah.
Like the recession?
Yeah, that affected everyone.
That should have been our
Yeah.
topic for today, the 2008 recession.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's change gears really quick and
Seriously.
start discussing.
Housing
We start
market.
talking really quiet and sad. That was a hard year. A couple years, actually.
Yeah. We do actually have a topic today, guys, but we're not going to get we'll riff. I'm not even going to do a segue. We were going to do worst celebrity products, and we were going to ask you your input on those things. You guys did see Pink the other night.
We did
Yeah.
last
Yes.
night. My body's still vibrating.
How was it?
It was so good.
It was like bone chillingly good. So first of all, let's talk about the crowd.
Yes.
I think that's what we all want to hear about.
Yeah.
It's predominantly older. Like
Oh.
actually
Oh.
very older people there. Like
60s? Or?
it's like 60s, like
Oh.
70s, yeah. And the problem with that I think is that they want to sit.
Yeah.
Like that's just like why they go to a concert. But
I got it.
I get
Yeah.
it too.
I don't ever want to be standing during a concert.
No.
But I just feel like it's a little rude when I can actually see Pink's eyes and I'm sitting while she's doing cartwheels. I just
Oh,
think
yeah.
like she wants that energy, and I
Yeah.
felt bad. Are you familiar with the group Love?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic opener. Do you think anyone over 60 was enjoying Group Love?
Were they?
There was a lot of haters, and they did so good.
Haters?
Yeah.
Oh, they were so cool. I saw them when I was 15, like
Yeah.
years ago, and it was
Yeah.
what's their bit like tongue tied?
Yes.
Tongue-tied,
Yeah.
yeah.
An
Mhm.
anthem.
Oh, I thought I was in a movie when I turned that song on. I was on repeat and I would wear the same. I haven't really changed since high school. I was wearing my Doc Martens, walking with my bag over one shoulder to that song.
Oh, yeah.
And not a
Just so
single person
magnificent.
was like dancing. Like they're
What?
like the most quietest clapping ever. And I was like, what is this gonna be? They were very amped up for Pink, but the crowd was it was a very mature crowd. A lot of gay men, a lot of lesbians, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, she's not gay.
I know she's one of ours that we really like. Her and Natasha Lyonne. It's like almost devastating.
Yeah.
Equally devastating.
I
would
know,
say.
I know. But it's actually kind of crazy. Like, I don't know if this is this will segue into something normal. You know, when you're on an airplane and they're giving instructions on like how to do like like you buckle it and you're just paying attention because you see everyone else like ignoring them.
Yeah.
I feel like for when you go to a concert and there's an opener, you should just be like, yes. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Because I know
agree.
we all know why we're here. We want it, but like they're still people, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I always do that on the plane. I'm like nodding. I'm like, oh, this is like my sixth flight of the day, and I'm like, oh, it goes in. Oh, they're gonna drop from the. I love when they do this when they're like,
Yes.
you can inflate your vest.
I love because sometimes they have a lot of attitude. Sometimes they have a lot of, they're putting on a little show with it. But most of the time you get the people who are just like not even they're like zoned out. They've dissociated, but they're still doing all the movements so fast. So like they could care less. I love them.
Yeah. So I would just think that you would give, I enough people would give some energy to group love. Like
they used to do, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like now they only do one opener. I feel like it used to be like 6 openers for a concert.
They did have this like weird DJ who would like pop in and out. He had his own little name on there, but he wasn't like, I wouldn't like count. He's kind of like the vibe in between the opener and the person. But it was just one opener.
Yeah, because I feel like they used to have more, and then it was like the first opener was so upsetting because no one would even be at the venue yet, and they'd be doing like sound check, and it would be like, and it's always someone who's like kind of famous, also like someone who like is successful, and I'm like, this must be so humbling.
Oh no, seriously, it's like I saw some girl who went to the Eras tour, and she's like, I love this person who's opening for it's Muna, and I was like, you don't know Muna?
Yeah, that's
but also
crazy.
What was I gonna say? So Pink is also known for. Did you saw the flips?
Oh yeah,
we waited.
How many did you see?
She was flipping like for-profit real estate. It was crazy.
The 2009 recession needed Pink.
Bring it back.
There it is. Great callback, Sarah. I love that.
No, I wore a shirt that said I came to see her flip. But she really waits to the very end to get on that like one that we've all seen online.
Oh yeah.
But it is actually incredible how many turns she's singing live. She really is, because you can hear her over the track.
You're like, it sounds terrible, so we can tell she's flipping and singing live.
There's this
Like
video.
the Fergie video.
There's this video of her laying down outside in like LA, and someone is standing on her stomach while she's doing like vocal practice. And Jonathan was like, well, I get it. She has to train. I'm like, that just is so performative to me. I think it's standing on your stomach and she's like doing runs like up and down. It's like, I get your training, but like just sing on the treadmill like other singers do. Like, I don't know what you're doing.
Why was she on the streets of LA?
She's weaponizing her diaphagm.
I think she was like in LA, like in her house.
That makes sense.
Did I say that?
I don't think so. It's like
I heard she was on the streets of LA. I was like, that is crazy. Like to not do it in your house and to go out and be like, watch how the magic is made.
Yeah.
Just do it on the grass at least.
Yeah, on the concrete in the middle of the street. Traffic's backed up. There are a lot of people like Pink. Also, when I saw the Chicks, it felt similar. But when I saw them, I kept being like, they're gay. Like, they're for sure gay. And my mom, who I was with, was like, no. All these songs are about men that they've dated. I was like, oh, no. But they seem gay. But also, Kesha, I saw her a couple nights ago. And it is funny because she is saying things like, I just love that we have a safe space for people like us. And I'm like, you're not gay. But we've all just been like, Kesha's gay in her own way.
I think Kesha is gay.
Is she?
I think she just doesn't need to say it, you know?
She talked a lot about men she was dating during the show.
I think we'll buy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't
she's
know.
definitely queer of some sense. For
Of
sure.
energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I love it. But that was fun too. But the audience there, we tell us about the audience at Pink. Oh, you said it was like it was older people.
Yeah, I just wish they had a little bit more energy because she really brought her. Even her dancers were fantastic. It was a cool show. Lots of like lights and fire. You could feel it. That's always so crazy at a concert when you can feel the flames because we weren't that close, but the fire was firing.
Dangerous.
Did you guys wear any like makeup, like eyeliner or like anything?
If I could, I would have. I wore a wig.
Oh, okay.
Which was really getting some head turns there. It was like a short black spiky wig.
And then you took it off at one point, and the lady who was next to you was like, "Oh wow," just like that. Didn't know it was a wig.
She said that, and I said, "You're lying, Marianne." We got really close with Marianne.
Oh my god, we got so close with Marianne. It was crazy.
You two bond with people.
We do.
I like
because I remember your cruise. I remember your videos. Have you seen these videos from the cruise?
No.
You two were like, or were you? You were both on that cruise, right?
Yeah.
And it was like you'd made these best friends for life.
Well, tell them what happened, how we made friends. What were their names? I'm spacing.
Wow,
right
they're
now.
listening to this. They've
know
listened to every podcast.
No,
So I was-
Buttons.
Yes, Buttons was the daughter.
What's the mom's name? I'm like,
I don't remember.
Probably
But
mittens.
Brooch. I can't remember missing that.
Yes.
But I'm sitting there and I'm reading a book and it was like really loud. So I had like soft jazz playing in my ear. But I didn't realize that I was sipping on a daiquiri and I didn't realize I had gotten to the bottom of it and was slurping so incredibly loud to the point where the woman next to me was like, hit me and was like, what are you doing? Like, what are you slurping on? And I was like, okay. And I told her what I was drinking. And she was like, it looks good. I'll order one. And I said, so what's your name? And the rest was history. We were like BFFs with them. I feel like cruises are like that though. You just like make friends with random people you most likely will never see again, but we stay connected online and
Well, I think what cruise line was it? And what type of cruise was it?
Royal Caribbean. I did work with Royal Caribbean, so they sent me on the Wonder of the Sea.
That is my dream.
Yeah.
That's so fun. Because I went on a Norwegian Alaskan cruise and no one was trying to make friends there.
Alaskan,
cold.
yeah, that's a hard environment, and I think Norwegian. Not to like shame cruise lines, I think that's a little bit of an older audience.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a cruise?
Yes, I did Disney cruises when I was younger, but it was like I was 12 and like 13.
I think they're very fun as adults. They really. You think you're gonna be bored? I was never bored. Oh my god, we had a
You
good
get
time.
that prepaid drink card, you lose track.
Yeah.
We end up at bingo night, and I'm like, how did we get here? The people have people take bingo night on cruises very seriously.
Yeah.
We went to a competitive word search, and you became very combative with the people playing because you said
there
were
was
cheaters.
cheaters. There was
Jonathan.
cheaters. It was also I was very hungover. It was like 7:30 a.m. I love a word search.
Yeah.
So I did competitive word searching.
You got
and
up at 6 a.m. to do a competitive word search.
something like that. Yeah, because I had to like wake my mind. I had to get ready. I obviously had to practice on my own in my room, get my coffee, get the blood flowing.
The gasp when you lost, you went. Just it wasn't fair. It wasn't even playing
There's
fields.
no reason a family of four needs to be playing together.
Together. That's not fair.
That's
How
not
old
fair.
were the children?
Infant,
they were like
2, 4. They were all
Old
in
enough
baby
to hold the
Bjorn.
pencil. Okay, get on the paper.
Yeah, and they were all wearing glasses. So I'm like, you guys are fucking nerds. So.
But I get nothing irks me more
Yeah.
than an adult game cheater. I'm like, grow the fuck up. Why do you need to win this so bad? Like I played Catan and
That's a
had
hard
people
game.
cheat. Not for me.
What's that?
Catan, Settlers of Catan. Well, some say Settlers of Catan.
I'm familiar, but I don't know how to play.
Well, I got really cocky. So during the pandemic, my parents and I played every night, probably 3 rounds of it every single night because we had nothing else to do. And I thought I was so good. I started looking into entering tournaments. And then I played people my own age one time and I lost. And I was like, oh, I think I've just been playing my parents. My mom's like on her iPhone, not paying attention. And my dad was blind and in hospice. So I was like, I'm so good at this game, but I think I just maybe was playing the wrong crowd. But my mom, she got good. My mom was eventually pretty good at it.
Yeah.
But I've played with people who cheat before and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you're an adult. When you win this, no one cares.
I always cheat on board games.
Sarah.
Monopoly, always pocket money. Because Monopoly's not a fair game. It's capitalism. So I can steal. And then also when Go Fish, I'm putting cards on their table.
But why? If you win, no one cares.
I do. It's just
a sickness.
It's a
I
point of
can't-
pride. You know what I mean?
Well, right. And it irks me. I'm like, we're adults. Because I know as a kid, you're like, if I win, my family will like respect me. If I win, I'll get attention.
That's where you're. Yeah.
But as an adult, I'm like, if I win, we'll just stop playing and then do something else, and no one will remember.
Yeah, like you can write about it in your diary.
True.
Then you can reflect on it.
Yeah. I don't need to win. I just don't want to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's
No, same. I don't want to be the person with 20 like cards and go fish.
so embarrassing.
I'd rather just lose with 5 instead of half the deck.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
cheat to be in the middle, and that's
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
I could never, even as a kid, my mom wouldn't take us to bowling alleys because I was like really toxic at bowling alleys. Because even at 5 years old, she was like, let me put the bumpers up. Like all my friends had the bumpers up. And I was like, I'm not fucking putting, I didn't say fucking, but I was like, I'm not putting the bumpers up. That's cheating. And if I win, there's no point. Like there's literally no point in putting the bumpers up. I might as well just not bowl. But then every ball would be a gutter ball. And I would be like crying. And it was like really upsetting for everyone.
I used to cheat to lose in school.
For attention.
I just did it
dodgeball.
naturally. So,
Go.
yeah.
Well, I just didn't want to get hit with the balls. So when there was a lot of people in the court, I would be like, oh, I was hit by a ball. Even though I wasn't, I was like, I got to get out. And then I
That's
just
smart,
wouldn't
though.
catch one. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
was like, it was scary. I had a big target on my back. I had a juicy ass.
Yeah.
Were you tall as a.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it. You always go after the tall.
Yeah. So I did myself a favor. I cheated and I was out for the game.
Do you have fond memories of middle school and high school PE?
I do. I have a really good story.
Let's hear it.
I was in a private like Christian school. So I went to public school for the first time as like a very flamboyant, like a gay kid at like freshman year. So in gym class, I didn't do gym. I just walked the track with the other gay people, like the cosplayers and then the goth girls.
I was going to say the emo girls.
We know the crowd.
Yeah.
So it was so crazy. I'll never forget this freshman year. We would walk the outdoor track when it was nice out. This one girl and the other girl that I was friends with, she was like, oh, I could pierce your belly button right now. So we went behind the bleachers. I swear to God, this is real. And this girl, Rachel, I can say her name, she put her head in my lap while the other girl, Courtney, pierced her belly button in the class. Where was the gym teacher? How did we get away with this? It did get infected. Her mom did find out. She called the school because like it was not sanitary. This was like after like 4 or 5 periods of the school.
What is with the? I mean, I love you goth girls at home, but what is with the goth girls piercing? Because that's happened. I've had in science class a girl pierced her ear. Why is it right now? You know?
Yeah, there's no planning. We can't.
Yes.
It's
What's wrong
right
at
now.
3:30? Like we could
Yeah.
do this later, but no, we
On
did
the
it in
bus.
gym class.
Yeah.
And she got it,
wild.
and she was bleeding. She was. It was.
Was she
terrible.
crying?
No, she really took it like a champ. She did. It was in my lap though, and I just was like, felt like this was such a. It felt like such a TV experience moment, especially when I was
Yeah.
like new in public school. This was like in the first month, and I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
a girl got her belly button pierced in my lap. I'm like, how did that happen?
Like they've warned me about public school.
Exactly.
Have you seen the movie 13?
No, I haven't.
You should. It's disturbing. But you're like having your 13 moment. It's like these two girls who are like, one girl is like really dark and mysterious. She's 13. She's a belly button piercing. And then her friend like is like still in like kids clothes. And she like wants to be an edgy teenager and it just spirals.
Yeah, it's Evan Rachel Wood and oh my God, the name
From
is slipping me from
Twilight.
Twilight.
Yeah, yeah.
I just watched Twilight for the first time like a month or 2 ago.
did you
Why'd
think?
you wait?
I don't know why I waited, but I get the hype. I'm like, why are people not talking about this right now? And Zach's like, they did like 15 years ago.
It was an active choice because I was working in a movie theater at the time. Like, it was an active choice for you to not participate in Twilight because it was hard to escape it. So I was really confused why you were just like didn't want to initially.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe like I just didn't want to be a part of the crowd, you know?
I
Yeah.
get that. Is there ever like anything you guys have done where you're like, you purposely, I guess yours would be Twilight, but where everyone is freaking out about something and you're like, won't even look at it because you're like, I'm just not getting involved?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I have that. I feel like I'm like too lazy. Sometimes I feel just too overwhelmed by it. I'm like, I don't have time to get into this.
I think for me, that might have been like internalized misogyny I mean, I loved Taylor Swift originally. And then like, I was like, you know what? I'm not like the other girls. And like, I was like, I don't like Pink. Like, not Pink, the performer. Loved
Yeah,
her.
don't you dare.
Yeah, back off.
Watch
Yeah,
the slander.
but I mean, like the color, like originally, like I was like, I'm not listening to like Taylor Swift. I'm not like that. And then like when I, just unpacked the internalized misogyny, I was like, Taylor Swift's great. I like the color pink so much.
Yeah,
You
I think
know?
Taylor Swift's hard though because I feel like I love Taylor Swift. I was just talking to you guys about this yesterday. I love Taylor Swift, but I feel like I literally don't have time to be a Taylor Swift like fan.
Yeah.
Because it actually takes so much time. And
No,
there's like
yeah.
all this research. And I'm like, oh, I don't really care. Even with like my favorite musicians, I don't know anything about them personally. Like I just don't really care. I'm like not that interested in
Yeah.
like I'll listen to all their albums, wait for the album drop, but I like don't need to know. I don't want to watch like an interview of them. So with Taylor Swift, it feels like, well, you can't really be a Taylor Swift fan unless you know like
Yeah, it's an intense
all of her secret
fandom.
codes.
Yeah. It's like regional theater. You know, you get out at midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Quick fire. Favorite celebrity brand?
There are wrong answers.
Favorite celebrity? I'm trying to think if
can
I
I-
use one.
Can I say like
can say anything.
candies at Kohl's?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you can.
Because they had so many celebrities that were representing. I don't know if that counts, but they had Hillary Duff.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily owned by a certain celebrity, but it is known for its like celebrity faces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I love that candies at Kohl's.
Yeah.
We do want to ask you how you feel about this first one, which is Gwyneth Paltrow and Goop.
So I like Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think people do. I like how she's unapologetically out of touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's refreshing to have someone be like, no, I am rich and I'm not going to apologize for it, because I hate the fake activism of like rich people. It's like,
Yes.
you're not a normal person. And I think Gwyneth like celebrates the fact that she's better than us, which I'm like, at least it's honest.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of rich people pretend that they're like normal. I don't know much about her products, so I know she gets in a lot of trouble with those jade eggs.
What is that?
The jade egg?
Jade egg?
Is that what you roll on your face?
No.
No.
You pop it in your glove box, and it's supposed to help your pelvic floor or something like that.
like
But-
charge your energy and stuff.
In my
Yeah.
car?
In your,
Oh, no.
Oh,
like
my
your
vagina.
glove box,
Yes. Yeah,
That was
yeah.
a really big scandal.
yeah. Mhm.
Wait.
Well, someone
wow.
also like wrote a paper, and I don't know how valid it is, but basically saying that the research on it like isn't correct, and that
Yeah.
jade is like a porous stone,
Oh,
so
yeah,
it
it
like
is.
harbors moisture and bacteria,
That's
and it's like
terrible.
not great for you. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't
You
even have a
should
vagina.
not put anything in your vagina.
Well,
And
Any-
I mean that
anything not
Seriously.
covered in skin. Well, no,
no
actually still.
exceptions. No.
Yeah.
I just because the more because I used to do the sprays down there.
Oh yeah.
Shouldn't
Axe
do
body
'em.
spray.
No, Summer's Eve.
Summer's
You're not
Eve.
supposed to wash like with anything down there.
So how do they legally sell those products if it's because I've heard what you're saying, like you just shouldn't use that at all, but how are those products allowed to be sold if it's known not to do that?
What's the same way Diet Coke can be sold? Please sponsor me.
cigarettes? You know,
Wait.
you know it's bad for
Summer's
you.
Oh my God,
Eve is
that's
the cigarette
so
of the
fair.
vagina.
What is sold that's good for you? Not a single thing.
No, seriously.
I mean, they sell like alcohol. You know, they can just sell. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not like everything is like, there's a lot of stuff that they can put. I mean,
Yeah.
candles are like, I don't love a candle.
I
Candles are like really
know.
bad for you.
Wait, speaking of candles, she had a vagina scented candle.
Yeah, and it
She
burned
wants-
down someone's like living room.
She what?
It like burned down someone's living room.
She came up with a scent of her vagina and she
Sure.
put it in a candle.
Right, and then it burned someone's house down.
Well, that was probably
I
just,
think it was user error.
they fell asleep. Yes. Yeah.
They couldn't blow it out. They loved it too much.
That's crazy. How did she chemically do that?
I don't know, but I mean, the JFK bathrooms have managed to smell like vagina. And I really do mean that in the feminist way. Like when I got off the plane at JFK, I like went to the bathroom and I was like, I'm so sorry, ladies, this smells like vagina. So
Yeah.
I understand how Gwyneth could.
It's actually a really easily like identifiable scent.
But I know, but what extract is, is it?
well, right,
umami?
because what'd you say?
Umami?
Yeah. Well, it's also funny because it's like I don't want to say a bad smelling vagina, but like when you haven't like showered, that's a really specific scent. A good smelling vagina.
guys familiar?
I don't find to be that
no, I'm
specific
so
of a
not
scent.
familiar. That's why I need this candle.
Yeah.
Or just JFK's women's restroom.
Seriously.
Just pop on in. Because
on in.
I'm like, there's no way she made a candle that scented like Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina after tennis. Like because I'm like, that's easy. I got that.
Yeah.
But she probably was trying to make it smell all sweet, and I don't know. I don't own it.
I don't know. We do also have a second brand that's pretty popular, Fenty Beauty by Rihanna.
Yeah.
You guys fans?
Yeah, I don't wear makeup. But
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't either, but
We have her
big
underwear.
fan. Yeah,
We have the Savage underwear.
Mhm.
Yeah, the clothing brand that she has.
very comfy.
Yeah,
You like?
I support her. I think she's great. I think she like revolutionize like the way that we look at makeup and like shade range, which is incredible that she did that.
She finally put Victoria's Secret to sleep. You know,
She really did that.
yeah.
That was incredible.
Did you guys watch the fashion shows?
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen. Have they put one out? I watched the last one was during COVID, and it was like a real spectacle because we had nothing else to do.
Oh, they have one every year.
They do. Yeah, I haven't seen it in
Yeah.
a couple years. Then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're fun.
What about you? Do you like Fenty Beauty?
I don't wear makeup, so I love Rihanna,
Yeah.
and I love I've seen people seem to like it, but I don't really wear. You wear a lot of makeup, do you? Like,
I do
you-
wear a lot of makeup, and I love Fenty Beauty.
What do you think between like Fenty Beauty, like Lady Gaga? There's so many celebrity makeup. lines
Selena
right
Gomez.
now.
Yes.
Her blush.
Her blush. That's one of my favorite clips online. Have you seen this?
Yes. I love your blush. Rare Beauty, I'm like, it's good. I don't know. It doesn't like beckon me. You know what I mean? But Fenty Beauty, like, love it. And then Lady Gaga is House Labs, and I love their blushes.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. But there was Rare Beauty is the next one. I mean, it's kind of crazy how when celebrities go into beauty, it seems like they just blow up like even more. Because Fenty Beauty, it says, as of 2018, they had, and this is 2018, had a revenue of $570 million. And then in 2021, the company is worth $2.8 billion. So imagine like record sales and then just makeup on top of that. It's just insane.
nuts.
Yeah,
It
that is
is.
crazy.
Well, and it's something once you get in it, it's like people will buy it without knowing who you are. Obviously, everyone knows who Rihanna is, but like I wouldn't be like buying Rihanna merch. I mean, I guess if it was offered to me, I'd buy it, but I'm not like seeking it out. But if I go to a store and I'm like, oh, I'm looking for this, I could just buy it.
Yeah.
So tell me if I'm wrong, but does Taylor Swift not have a product?
She doesn't have a makeup line. She used to have a perfume.
Okay.
But I think that's every celebrity in the 2000s had like, I know Paris
perfume.
Hilton.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ariana Grande. she
yeah,
had
same with
hers.
like YouTubers and books.
Yeah. Did you guys have any celebrity perfumes? Did you like any? I don't know how gay you are.
No, I didn't have that. No.
No, I remember Britney Spears Circus.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
that the purple one?
Wait, what was the
Yes.
commercial? I love that Britney
Oh,
Spears commercial.
Where she's the fortune teller and she's like, first off, she sits down, so she's choosing to go to this fortune teller. And the fortune teller goes, "Would you like me to tell you future?" And she stands up and she goes, "No, thanks. I choose my own destiny." I'm like, well, okay.
She said, I just wanted to
Bye.
donate to the business.
She had me gagged though. I had my mouth open.
Yeah, it was
and
a
said,
great commercial.
"Oh my god, no thanks."
I love that. There's also, Skims is on here, but I also wanted to talk about, what is it? Good American.
Oh, yeah.
I just
Thoughts
feel
on both?
she can't get Good American off the ground.
And I don't get it.
I've never tried it. It was in Nordstrom, and I was really I would want to see Chloe successful. I
yeah.
want to see Good American work. It's not working. Is it working? Have you tried it?
I think there's a Good American at near the place where I live, like in the mall, and the problem with it is it's too expensive.
Is it?
Like
Yeah.
a pair of jeans is like $150, and I'm like, I understand like maybe get in the 75-80 range. I'm just saying like I don't have that type of. I mean, I could, but not the average woman, not the average good American is spending $150 on a pair of jeans.
Just the
you
bad
know?
Americans. Do you feel like maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like Good American is expensive, but feels like it's not in quality or anything. I don't know. I haven't worn it. But in my head, if someone's like, these are Good American jeans, I equate that to kind of like cheap jeans. But they're actually not. Like, I think my
No.
brain has been like, those aren't expensive. I'm not like, oh, that's a designer pair of jeans. But they're kind of expensive.
It might your perception of the Kardashians might influence what you think of the jeans. Because I would say they're decent quality jeans. They're way too expensive for what they are. But like when you do hear a Kardashian, either someone's like, oh, this is going to be like a Skims sort of thing, or you don't think highly of them. So you're like, oh, this is going to be cheap.
No, well,
Yeah.
okay. I don't. My girlfriend always says I'm a Kardashians apologist. I'm really not. I just think there's a lot of people. To me, I'm like a billionaire is a billionaire is a billionaire, and I don't really. I'm like they're all bad. But so I think there's a lot of like singers who are people like they're a woman for the people, and they're a billionaire, and I'm like they're just the same as the Kardashians.
Yeah.
To me, that's all I say. But I don't think. I just think people aren't like. I'm wearing Good American jeans as if it's like a flex. Like I've never seen.
People
Maybe
aren't
I'm wrong.
wearing Good American jeans.
That's what I mean. Like
But she's been trying for so Well, was it the first one? Like this was before Skims. Like it's been out for so long.
No, it's been out a long.
It hasn't caught fire yet.
It was before Kylie Cosmetics as well.
What could Chloe do?
I think
Chloe's
you either have
cookies.
to hike it
Yeah, or drop
way
it.
high or drop it real low.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Because I think if they're $400, people just start buying them to buy them. Like people who are just like, I want to spend expensive. I want people to know I kind of expensive jeans.
Yes.
And then if you drop them way low, you can put them in way more retailers. Like you could have them in Target. You
Yeah.
could have them, which maybe they already are. I literally know nothing about it.
Yeah. To your thing, what could Chloe do? I think no one in the family has really leaned into a service yet. And I think with all the party planning that she does and the organizing, there could be something there.
100%.
With jeans. We'll provide every party attendee with jeans.
But I mean, like, you should not use OCD lightly, but her clothes CD sort of thing, the way that she organizes her closets, like, there has to be some partnership with maybe the Container Store or, like, something that could blossom into, like, a service of, like, organizing.
That's fair.
Chloe, are you
did not even
listening,
think
Chloe?
that way. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But what do you think with the jeans? Because I feel like, is all behind her good American jeans.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
I think that's great, but I think it's like Kylie with her swim line, how it's a bit misguided. Do you know what I mean? Because the swim line ended.
And that's
right,
okay.
That's what I was just gonna say. I thought
Yeah.
it ended, yeah.
I think Chloe should differentiate herself by leaning into a service. And I think that I don't know, I think that'd be the way that she is all about family, organization, her closet, like, I just feel like there's something there, you know? Maybe not a reboot of Super Nanny, but like, is there an organizing show?
There was that Marie Kondo show. I never
Yeah.
watched it. I think the Container Store collab would be really smart.
I think that would
Like aesthetically, like nice, you know? Because like she has an aesthetic.
Stack those Oreos.
seriously.
Yeah.
Man,
What do you think about Skims?
I like it.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
too.
I love it. And I think Skims has been like, it's like hard to find. All of the Kardashians brands are pretty inclusive. Well, I'm not going to say all. I guess Good American and Skims are
Yeah.
pretty inclusive, right? Size inclusive?
I'm not sure, but Skims is size inclusive, correct?
Yeah.
I
which is
believe
nice.
so.
Yeah.
I like what she's doing with the bra that has the nipples in it.
That's fun.
I thought that
You
was
guys-
just
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
It got. The first thing I did was I clicked the comments. I said, "What are people saying about this?" A lot of negativity. A lot of women who had like mastectomies from like breast cancer were like, "I don't have a nipple anymore, so this
Yeah.
is great for me." And I was like, "What are you gonna say about that now, guys? Like, let it be."
Yeah, pipe down.
But they're going to say something. They don't, I don't know who they even is, but remember
they're-
when they did,
Society.
she did the photo shoot with a person in a wheelchair. It was like Fox News, front of Fox News. They were like, and next, we're talking about how there was a person in a wheelchair in a Skims ad. I'm like, what are you mad at? This is
Yeah.
actually, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah, I've been dying to like incorporate this into my stand-up somehow, but like the average woman's size is a size 16, and an extra large usually means that 12. So like you're cutting off like the middle percentage, like the majority of Americans can't shop at like most retail stores, and I'm like, that's like if a plumber only serviced first floor. You know, like you
Yeah.
can't like he's sorry. I don't want to take the extra steps to make more money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, the Skims thing, what I was trying to say, it's not, I think people can't wrap their mind around, it's not for everybody. You know, you don't have to be a supermodel. Like, it's not for the conventionally, do you know what I mean? Like, we're just catering to the conventionally attractive all the time. Because, like, I feel like most people wouldn't be like, oh, this would be great for someone who's had a mastectomy or something like that.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, I wouldn't wear this, so it's bad. You know?
People literally cannot understand. I see this, like, I've had to stop reading comments because it makes me feel like the world is too scary.
Yeah.
People are like, if it does not affect me, literally they cannot process it. Like, I saw this video the other day of this girl being like, here's my recipe. It's a bean soup. It's bean soup. All beans. There's like the first top comments. Okay, well, what am I supposed to do if I don't eat beans? Don't fucking make a bean soup.
These are the type of people that climb into the gorilla cage at the zoo.
I mean, literally, what am I supposed to do? As if my girlfriend's a vegetarian. She's going on like a hunter's page and go, what if I do if I don't kill animals? It's like, well, don't go hunting. Like, it's
Yeah.
just so crazy to be like, I'm still consuming this content, but I'm like, how does
do I
this not
cater
affect
this to
me?
Yeah.
Do you guys see that a lot with your content?
Where
What's you like see someone who's just oblivious to like they don't get the joke or like they don't realize they could scroll.
Yeah, specifically, like I think my audience is pretty cool. Like they're chill, but sometimes when I have like do ad work and it gets boosted or something, it's like a man in a wig, throw the Bud Light at him. It's like shut up.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Imagine reading that sentence to someone 200 years ago. They would be like, what does that mean?
Well, they'd be like, "What's weird with men wearing wigs?"
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
you look at the presidents. Yeah.
For me, I don't know. I don't really think so. The only thing is like, so I do a lot of like Zillow reviews and I take a look at houses and I try really hard not to be like super mean, even if I don't really like
not mean.
something.
Yeah.
Like I try to keep in mind because it has happened before that the people who live in these houses have
see
seen
it.
the video or get it sent to them. And sometimes people take my comments and then it just gets like really mean in the comments about certain things. And then the person who lives in the house sees it and then I feel really bad. And one time, somebody reached out for like a quote. They were writing an article on this house that I did a review on. And I guess I didn't email them back in time fast enough. It was a Friday and I read the article headline and it was basically like saying that I was bashing like this house. And the guy reached out to me and I was like, oh no.
What did
and it
he
was all
say?
like led by the comments. Like the whole article was like my face, the house, and then all of the
The
negative
comments, not you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I felt bad about that.
That is really tough.
That is hard when comments get mean on your behalf.
Yeah.
And it's not something that you would say. And you do your best to like I mean, I doubt you do a lot of sketches where I don't think people would like pitch like mob mentality in the comments.
No, I feel like I'm pretty lucky, knock on wood.
Yeah. It's crazy when someone, because we'll say something that's like kind of instigating and then everyone else runs with it. And, you know, there's so many comments that you're probably not checking the video frequently. And then the comment chain has turned into something crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only time I'll have that is when people think my videos are real, which feels so, I feel like you probably have this maybe too, where it's like clearly a character, like the most insane.
Yeah.
Like I'm being filmed in such a way that's like, but they think it's like a real video of someone. Or like I just did a video a couple months ago that was like my friend and I did. It was coming out as gay to your liberal parents.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like, it went so viral. I think it had like 50 million views because the people commenting were all like Republicans being like, thank you for making this video. This is so vulnerable and so sad that your parents did that. It's like me and my friend being like, are you not going to wear your grandpa's strap on like we wanted you? Like, it's so crazy. Like, it is clearly not a real video.
Yeah.
And it's people being like, I'm so sorry your parents are like this. This is so sad.
I did want to say, I didn't know this, but I found this out the other night. Sorry. George Clooney owns Casa Amigos.
Yeah, did you not?
Yeah.
I did not know that. How long have you guys known?
A long
Wow,
time.
yeah.
The day I was born, I found out.
Yeah.
It was one of the first pieces of information given
Oh
to
my
me.
God.
No,
It
yeah,
does
I've known for a
feel-
while.
Bizarre. It doesn't really feel like, it feels kind of random.
Yeah, because I mean, it's so successful. It's like that thing of where you describe like people start to buy Fenty not knowing it's Rihanna.
Yeah.
When I did drink Casamigos, I love that. I didn't know I was supporting George.
Yeah.
Wow. But it's like, I mean, the difference in like celebrity alcohol, there's like Kendall Jenner's
818.
818 and then Casamigos. Like 818, you're like, that's Kendall Jenner.
Yeah.
Right, you're so right.
Yeah, Casamigos has freed itself of
Yeah.
George.
Yeah.
I feel like, in a sense.
Absolutely. When it gets brought up, I'm like, oh yeah, that is. But I don't think about him necessarily like when I hear Casamigos.
No.
It's probably smarter that way.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you three had to invent your own product, like if you had to put out a celebrity, you're the celebrity, you had to put out a product
Ooh.
and it's going to be super successful, what would it be?
So luckily, I lean into a couple things: tracksuits, Legos. So like, I don't know, something, and then so it would be like something like that. Either I do a collab with Lego, but that wouldn't be my own product, and then I feel kind of like a ripoff doing a tracksuit.
So your own product, like one you invent.
What do you guys think? Oh, sorry.
Hold on, I have a whole notes tab of things. Business
Incredible.
venture.
Yeah. Jonathan has one idea, and he's like, "Should I start the LLC?"
Yeah, you don't have to share that one if you don't want to.
Oh wait, I do have like I've always wanted to. This is crazy. Start a moving company.
Why?
First off, I was a military brat, so I know how to move, and I love moving. Oh, actually, here we go. So there's services like in Japan and like Korea, where have you noticed that when you pack, you kind of like get nervous when the people pack for you because they're not supposed to organize. They're like big burly men who are just supposed to move boxes. I would be a service that like organizes the boxes and like packs the boxes like delicately so that I would separate the moving and the organizing service. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Specialize in the packing.
Yeah, because like I mean, some people do like to pack ahead of time, but you know, you have like knickknacks and you don't want these guys who are like just supposed to lift the couch and leave, you know, delicately wrap some like awards or something. So mine would be like a pre-moving service.
I love that.
Yes.
Then you could collab with Chloe.
Exactly.
I love that.
Chloe, we need to talk. Yes. So what was your list?
Oh God. No, can you go? These are
No,
so
I want to. No, I think you need to be brave and vulnerable
Okay.
here.
No, these are just like business ventures. These aren't things that I would do, but I think we should figure out a way, and maybe this is already possible, where if your phone battery's dying and your friend has like 100%, you can like tap the phone, like tap to pay, and just like
Venmo for battery.
for battery.
I
Yeah,
think we're
because-
getting there.
Wait,
because-
that is so
Yeah.
We already have like wireless charging. You can just put your thing down. But like last night, your phone was at like 10%, and we're filming a video.
And she hadn't flipped yet.
And she hadn't flipped yet. Meanwhile, I'm standing pretty at 75%, as I usually do. And if only I could, lend you some of my battery life, I think that would have been
It's
helpful.
very sweet of you. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's genius.
Oh, wait. I wrote. Wait, here's a good one. Coming back to the Kardashians. Broccoli Rob Kardashian delivery service.
What?
Where Rob Kardashian specializes. He could be the face of the company.
Broccoli Rob is so good.
Broccoli Rob Kardashian.
Yeah.
There you go. You talk to Chloe.
Kardash, and it's like them dashing.
DoorDash. Oh my God, this
Broccoli
is
Rob.
It's already-
It's so long.
This-
The
you guys-
title is so long. Broccoli Rob, Kim Kardashian, Rob.
Sorry, circling back to the phone thing. I'm trying to think about like how to implement it. So I'm thinking like we will go back to Broccoli Rob. I love that.
Sarah works for Apple, so
No.
we're trying.
You know how on your computer you can log into different users?
Yeah.
It would be cool if like you could log into different iPhone like users on your phone. So you're like, this is my phone, and
You
then,
get good at
like,
hacking, you can do that.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, but like it's so it like pulls up someone else's apps. Like it's their like phone. You know what I mean? Like you can log out of Sarah, and then Kendahl can put in her info.
And it's everything, though?
yeah.
I worry that would be a little dangerous.
Well, I mean, it's a little dangerous with the computer.
I'm with you there.
Yeah, so why would not be able to do it on a phone? So instead of sharing the charger, you could just hand someone your phone and they can enter their info.
But then I feel like because it's not physically on the phone, you'd have to wait like an hour for it to download from the iCloud.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Broccoli Rob, let's talk about that.
No, that was my thoughts on that. I think it's a really good idea. I think I'm going to reach out to him. So I'm going to kind of like, mum's the word on this one. I think I'm going to trademark it.
I
This
know.
is
Let me know if you need to
trademarking.
edit this
Okay.
out.
Yeah.
We have a lot of Kardashians we have to talk to after this episode.
I know. We just need to give our support to Chloe. She's like, you just want to talk to us? We just want to send you our best wishes.
Well,
We're
this-
sorry.
The thing is we did talk about how Chloe, the good American, feels like a bit of a hit and a miss. The 818, it doesn't connect for me. Do you know what I mean? I feel like Kendahl,
What is that?
the tequila?
Tequila.
I feel like Kendahl could have done something else. Do you know what I mean? Like it's. I don't think of her as a drinker.
Yeah, it definitely didn't make sense from a brand standpoint. But I've had the product. The product's good.
Yeah, I went to their parties. The parties are good.
You said
So
I was
I
drunk.
love 818.
Okay, yeah.
I just feel like if I was any of them, I would never start any business and never work again a day in my life. I would say I'm done working. I'm retiring at whatever age.
Wait, you didn't answer. What would be the business that you start?
Mine, we talked about it before. It would be a luxury, already very off-brand. It'd be a luxury dog brand. Not of dogs, but of like products. That would be
Yes.
called, it'd be called Missy Girl because that's my dog's character name. And it would be like collars that are like $200 made of diamonds.
Do they have like tags so you can track?
The diamonds aren't that expensive if it's a $200 collar full of diamonds.
Cubic zirconia.
Yeah, I think we have to think this one out.
It's $200. It's full diamonds.
Uh huh.
It's full, and they're mined. They're not lab made.
Rubies?
Blood
They're
diamonds?
rubies.
Yes, you have
Well, you can get any color.
We're
Green,
we're a
blue,
big ruby family.
emerald.
over
Yeah.
here.
Oh.
Rubies and pearls.
Rubies, pearls, and caviar.
Are you guys? Is that your like your birthstone?
No.
Oh, what is my
There's actually a
birthstone?
really funny part in The Heat with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy where she offers her a sub out of her fridge and she's like, "Do you want this? It's an old sub." And Sandra Bullock's like, "No." And she's like, "Sorry, is it rubies and diamonds or whatever? Like rubies and
Rubies and
pearls."
caviar.
Yeah.
I just think it's so funny. Rubies
you
are just
know-
like funny.
I have watched every single night before bed for the last 3 years. And I know it's been 3 years because my girlfriend and I, when we started dating, we started watching this movie. We've watched Spy with Melissa McCarthy.
I've never seen it.
You have to watch it. It is, I'm going to say this, is the best movie that's ever been made. I don't care what era, any era.
Yeah.
It is comedic genius. The writing, it is like, it's the best writing I've ever. I'm also the only one who thinks this. Other people have seen it and been like,
No,
it's fine.
you
It's
don't.
so good.
You're not the only person. I think Melissa McCarthy is someone who I'm like so devastated she's not a lesbian. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like her in Bridesmaids, her delivery. I mean, I do love her husband.
I was going to
He's
say I
like,
love her
yeah.
husband too much.
But like, it's just like that. She's too perfect of a woman that I'm like, what? I don't know. I like mourn a little bit.
well, and then pair Melissa McCarthy with Jason Statham, who I'm a fucking freak for. Have you seen The Meg 2? I already talked about it twice since I've been in New York.
Is Melissa McCarthy in Meg?
No, Jason Statham is in
Oh.
The Meg, and he's incredible. And who else is in? Oh, who is that character actor from? She's British, but
yeah,
she plays
Rose.
her best
Is
friend.
her name Rose?
Rose Byrne?
Rose
no,
Byrne.
well, I love Rose Burns too. But whoever plays her best friend in Spy, you'll have to see it. It's so good.
I've heard good things about that
Yeah,
movie.
maybe we'll stop at Blockbuster on the way home.
Yeah, there's a couple on the way.
Yeah.
What year is it?
You guys are going back in time.
You don't want to tell everyone
Yeah.
because you know it's going to be big.
Because I am a businessman at this
If it's-
table, okay? And I have things in the works.
If it's carbonated milk, we don't want to hear it.
Oh my god.
No.
Shut up, Zachariah.
I think
That's offensive.
we, for a long time in this country, celebrated kitschy chain restaurants.
I know.
Yes.
And we've let them fall.
Uh-huh.
Fall from grace. What happened to Rainforest Cafe?
Yeah.
The allure of a Hard Rock. We need the next generation of franchisable restaurants, and I am here,
to start at.
boots on the ground, ready to build an empire.
Honestly, Boots
Yes.
on the Ground is a great name for it.
Boots on the ground. What is it? Camo themed?
No, I guess cowboy themed.
Oh, okay. That
Wait,
could
did
be
you say
fun.
camel themed?
I would say
How-
grassroots. Like boots on the ground sounds like grass. So it could be like a sort of country, like bluegrassy bar.
It just needs to be immersive.
Theater.
I've been very open and honest with my love of theme parks and all
Yeah.
things immersive, and I think
Do you love Las Vegas?
I really enjoyed it. We went this year for the first time we saw it. We went just to see Katy Perry because I'm obsessed with Katy Perry.
Yeah.
And we were only there for 2 days. I thought it was a fantastic city. It gets a lot of shit online for being trashy and like gross, but
Which city? Sorry.
Las
Las
Vegas?
Vegas?
Oh yeah.
I didn't hate it. I think a lot of people
love
hate
Las
it.
Vegas.
We were also there for 2 days, and I'm like,
That's perfect.
on the third day, I probably would have been like a little over it.
I want to see the Sphere.
Oh, yeah, they
yeah.
were still. It still
Yeah.
wasn't open when we were there.
Like I actually want to see it.
It's good. I feel like Las Vegas is like, when I remember there are people who live in Las Vegas, I'm like, that is wild. Why would you live there? I'm a huge Las Vegas fan because it feels like it's a judgment-free zone. It feels like it's, although I have had sober friends who've gone and said people are really mean to them there. Have you ever
Yes.
been while being sober?
No.
People, like I had a friend who just went and he would like order a soda at a bar and they would always be like, a soda? What are you, a baby?
That's
Just like,
ridiculous.
no, I'm
what?
literally just sober.
It's like
You
so
asshole.
crazy. I don't know. Just so I was like, oh, maybe I don't experience the dark side of Las Vegas. But my mom and my dad worked in Las Vegas for years at casinos, and my mom doesn't want to go back now because she's like, it's too sad. She's like, I've watched. If you work there, you watch people
I'm
just like.
sure.
Was she a dealer?
She was a cigarette girl, so
So-
she had a
So cool.
it was very cool. She had like a little thing that she carried on her hip, and she's incredible at yo-yoing to this day. Because she would sell cigarettes, and lighted yo-yos, and in this hand, and then the other hand she'd do yo-yo tricks
Wow.
in like a short dress, in huge heels.
I don't even knew that was a position. Like that's,
I don't know if it is anymore.
It probably isn't. That's cool because she had that.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
she was good, and she loved it because I mean, when she did it, she made like
course.
so much money.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sad because it's one of those jobs you kind of have to eventually be like, what is the plan?
For everyone listening, we said this was gonna be worse celebrity products, but those were the best. I just scrolled down and realized there were worse that were listed. But
That's all right.
yeah, we
Who
can just
cares?
seriously. Why even talk about them?
Maybe the worst ones will want to sponsor this podcast episode. So who's for us to say?
No, seriously.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having
What
us.
a fun
This was
afternoon.
so fun.
Yeah.
I love this. You guys really do feel like camp counselors, though. You know.
Oh,
You
good.
do.
I don't know CPR, so I gotta figure that out if I'm in charge of people.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Yeah. Well,
Oh no, go ahead.
it's just like I've been to camp, and there's always that one or like two cool counselors that you just make every excuse to hang out with. You're
And
like,
that's
your
us.
activity time is now. You've got to go, and I'm like, sorry.
Hanging out with the counselors.
That's very nice. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
We appreciate it. Yeah.
And everyone wants you guys to date each other.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do they ship you?
Yeah.
Go to
They ship us
cabin
so hard.
7 after midnight.
I heard the counselors are kissing.
Oh, I wish I could go to camp. I never went to camp.
You could. I don't know if there's adult camp.
There is.
Yeah,
They
there
have, like,
are.
these-
We get tagged and stuff a lot.
Yeah, it's like a week long. It's kind of expensive, but they set up like all camp activities. It's a lot of like drinking and debauchery for older people, but
Yeah.
it's like it's kind of like 20 to 30 age range. People do it for like corporate retreats too. So yeah,
I don't
You
know
guys
if I
should
would.
do
wanna
one
go.
for an episode.
I think we should too.
I think there's a lot of liabilities there. We gotta get a good lawyer. But yeah, I think that could be fun.
Yeah, on the list of things to do.
For sure.
Yeah. I've always wanted to do one of those things where it's like a big tube on the water and then you jump on it and then it.
Oh, the blob?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how
Wait,
I plan on.
Tubing or the blob?
I thought the blob. Oh, I love tubing.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Don't get me started on. Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
for the apology.
No, I was like, there's two separate. Sorry, but
No,
yeah.
the blob, the thing where it's like a big, I was saying like a
yes.
tube
Yeah.
shaped thing on the water, which I guess is called the blob, and then you jump, and then the person on the other side like flies up in the air.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, I would love that. I think that's going to be my send off after I pass away. They're going to put me on the end of it and just send me off
That would be really pretty to see.
until I hit the water and somebody's got to.
Yeah, I was gonna say the way you're describing is if you think you'll just keep going until you get
Into
to
space.
heaven. I love to tube. I'm always trying to get everyone on a tube, but it is dangerous, especially because. So when I was a kid, I was thinking about, and then I want to hear if this relates to your story. But I when I was a kid, we would go tubing with my friend and her dad, and it's like when you're a kid, you don't think about like he would have like 40 Bud Lights, like.
yeah.
And I used to think Bud Light, even into adulthood, I was like, well, beer doesn't really have like that much alcohol in it. Like in my head, it was like kind of drinking like, I don't know, kombucha, where it was like there's like a tiny
little
bit of
whisper.
alcohol. But because I would watch him drive us all day, and by the end of the tubing day, he would be doing like donuts. We're like 7, flying 20 feet into the air, like, and it was so fun. But I'm like, someone could have gotten so hurt.
But where can everyone find you guys?
Our podcast is Camp Counselors Podcast, anywhere you listen to podcasts, or Camp Counselors Pod, Camp Counselors Pod on social media.
Yeah, and then like Zachariah Porter, ZZ Zachariah.
Yeah, and hello, my name's Sean.
Incredible. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us. So fun.
I know this has been such a treat of a New York trip because we've got to see you two so much. So thank you for doing a bunch of stuff with us. And if you listen to the BCC Club, you can find us on anywhere you get your podcast. And also, if you're listening on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're here every Wednesday. When does your guys' podcast come out?
Every Wednesday.
Okay, so pick.
We're battling.
Or complimenting.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen.
If you're doing a road
We're
trip.
like a cheese and you're the meat.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah, we're the meat.
Meaty boy.
We're the cheese. I'm sorry.
Stinky.
incredible.
Trying to make that sexy.
Yeah, it's Gwyneth Paltrow's Kendahl. Wait, was it Gwyneth Paltrow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.